4.9 billion people live in countries with serious or very serious violations of religious freedom.
Here, the neutrality of the public apparatus in relation to the free choice of citizens in religious matters is replaced by an ideology intolerant of other beliefs, which are consequently marginalized to the point of disappearing from the public aggregate.
The Vatican's foreign minister, Archbishop Paul Gallagher, called for a new global platform for religious freedom at a conference in Rome hosted by the Order of Malta. He stressed that if the international community ignores the spiritual side of the human person, its concept of human development is incomplete.
The defense of religious freedom can be understood as the defense of the truth of the human person in the face of constraints that might be imposed by fundamentalist religious groups or totalitarian states.
Almost 10 years ago, the UN adopted the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development. It's meant to be the world's roadmap for ending poverty, protecting the planet, and tackling inequalities. The agenda defined 17 goals, but the speakers are advocating for the right to religious freedom to be included.
Enough is never enough. It's clear that it's not enough taken into consideration, even though it's a part of a very lively debate and very often debated in all international fora.
Last summer, the Atlantic Council's Freedom and Prosperity Center unveiled indices that measure the freedom and prosperity, respectively, of nearly every country in the world. For the first time in decades, both are currently in decline.
Religious freedom is, we believe, more than a human right. It's not more than a good in itself. It is part of what governments need to put in place to create a society that can thrive and become prosperous. And the numbers that we have in our data, Atlantic Council Freedom and Prosperity Indexes, show that religious freedom is at the lowest in 30 years.
Experts went on to explain that freedom and prosperity are incredibly correlated. The freer a country, the more prosperous. The less free, the less prosperous. For this reason, they hope more countries, governments, and voting populations will make use of the data to make better policy decisions for their people.
That the hope is that countries and governments who look at this data will see clues as to what levers they may pull to increase freedom and ultimately increase prosperity for their people.